I'm Ryan Williamson. I'm a fullback. I'm 27. I live in Dunfermline, and I've not long started an apprenticeship doing manufacturing engineering. That was just in the summer there.
So tell us your journey to playing for Montrose.
So again, I've been full time for the past 10 years. Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. Been lucky enough to play in that environment for so long. And then I knew obviously I've struggled with injuries. I struggled with injuries during my time at Falkirk. And I knew last year that I was looking to go down the part-time route. And then the Montrose opportunity became available. Obviously I spoke to the gaffer, I spoke to Ross, and I've always known kind of if you're playing against Montrose over the last few years how good a setup it is. So once I'd heard about the interest, spoke to Ross, spoke to the manager, I wanted to get it done. I'm happy to be here.
What's the difference like between sort of full-time and part-time? Put that into perspective for supporters who don't understand the difference.
It is difficult, obviously, adjusting. I've been that used to when you play full-time, the Monday and kind of Fridays you can be home because that's the day before a game, and just a couple of days after a game you're here doing a recovery or preparing for the match on the Saturday. So they're really quick days. It's normally just kind of, like I said, short sessions, and you can be up the road for 1-2 o'clock, whereas now I'm going for that to working and then coming straight here in the gym, and then I'm not leaving the house till just say 6:30 in the morning and getting in at 10 o'clock at night. So it's been a culture shock, but I've really enjoyed it. I've not missed the full-time side at all so far. Again, I was lucky enough to do it. I did enjoy it, but it lasted. But I knew the time was right to go down the part-time route, and like what I said, it's been good. It's the full-time life. It's a lot easier. The hours are a lot less, but now I know I've got a plan in place for the future, which is giving me that more stability.
What you just said there, having a plan for the future, for stability, how important or how does that sometimes get overlooked by footballers who are sort of maybe chasing the dream or want to achieve?
I think I was probably guilty of doing that as well. When I was younger, I'd always, I stuck in at school and whatnot, but when you go to playing full time, your brain turns to mush really. When you're not doing anything, you're out of education. You're like what I said, I was just kicking a ball about every day. I wasn't doing anything else outside football, and I probably regret that, where I should have been. Again, I probably when I was younger thought I'd play full time for a lot longer than what I have. In the end, I could probably seen it to the end of my career, but obviously it's came now, and I got to, I think it was June last year, and I was like, I'm going to need to find something. And when you don't, I've never known what I can see myself doing. So then when you're there in that position, you're like, oh, here we go, I need to get something sorted. So when I was looking about it, I was like, I don't actually know kind of what exactly I'm going to do, what I can see myself doing, because football's all I'd ever known. So I think it was a time last year I was like, I do regret not having something in place or not properly went and studied something along with football. And it does get overlooked. A lot of people are in the same boat as me. You enjoy it while you're in it, and you probably get caught up in it a wee bit, thinking it's never going to come to an end, and you don't worry about kind of what's ahead of you. But I will reiterate, I can't reiterate that enough, that you've got to kind of plan for the future. And for my own experience, having my wee man coming along kind of made me realise that I need to, it's not all about me anymore. I need to kind of set myself up for the future and for his future as well. So I'm glad I'm in that place, and I can look forward.
It's quite a transformation. It sounds like a lot of self-discovering as well.
Yeah, it has been. It's again, like what I said, I enjoyed every minute of playing full time, but it's a complete different world, and I was probably oblivious to what goes on really, again, to the proper world, the outside world, if you will. I was, like I said, when I left school 17 till last year, so I went out for school straight into full time with Dunfermline, and just kind of went through the ranks there, and part of the first one Falkirk, and I enjoyed it, but I never kind of realised just how difficult it would be, especially going down the part-time football route. But I've enjoyed it so far. I've had a wee setback with my injury, but the boys have been great. It's a great setup. And because of how it went the last couple of years, I honestly don't miss the full-time aspect at all anymore. I'm really happy where I'm at in my life, with the balance I've got between my work, football, and my family as well.
This season, just like I say, with Montrose,
it's probably been because of how it's very serious, but there's having that, because with everyone having jobs, it's not like everybody's got a good balance. So I think it adds to kind of team spirit and whatnot. When you're in a full-time environment, that's kind of the be all and end all. Everyone's just, it's so intense. Whereas when you come in here, as much as we're all pulling in the same direction, but everyone's got a good balance, and it's I think what I said, it's been eye-opening for me, but in a really good way. Like I've really enjoyed the transition in terms of just kind of seeing how different it is, and it's so professional. I can tell I've not been in another part-time clubs, but I can tell it's probably the best run part-time club in Scotland as far as I'm concerned. Seeing what we've got, facility-wise, again with the food, the GPS data and that, but it's definitely I would say it's probably took a bit of pressure off me in a way, because last year I was struggling with injuries and I couldn't really escape for it. Whereas as now I've got that, so it's been really good. It's been I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
Got a lot more understanding supporters as opposed to, I think was it the last game against Falkirk at home, you were, let's just say a few words and sounds were being sent your direction.
I knew it was coming, like, I just had to take it on the chin, but yeah, it's been good. I've probably not helped myself either at times,
but that's just the nature of football and supporters, how how passionate people can be. Yeah,
of course. Again, it never really. Probably because I ended up signing a pre-contract, it never quite went down well because I was injured.
Yeah, sure.
And again, that was just from my point of view. I just needed to look after myself. I knew I wanted to come here. I knew I was going down the part-time route, so it wasn't as if it was anything against Falkirk or that I just wanted to get away from it. Apart from the injuries, I'd enjoyed my time there. There was a lot of good people there, but I'd got to the point where I knew I was ready to take the next step in my life. Signed it, was injured, and I got a lot of stick. And then, like what I says, I remember going back there, and as soon as I picked the ball up for a throw, and I was getting booed. So I was like, you know what I mean? So,
but maybe this is something.
I played up to it a wee bit as well, but yeah, it's all banned as far as I'm concerned. There's nothing.
But something like this puts it into context and understanding, because sometimes, with football fans, we only get to read or see what's in the media. We don't get a chance to actually have these.
Especially with Falkirk, there was a lot of stuff that ended up coming out saying that I was declaring myself unfit when I was fine, and where all that comes from, I have no clue where people get it. Folk didn't see what kind of goes on behind the scenes, and that's fair enough. But again, as footballers, we just want to be successful, and I was so gutted that I couldn't be last year, or the last couple of years at Falkirk in terms of playing every week. That was kind of taken away from me. But I've been, until now, it's probably the most amount I've played in my career, albeit one season at Dunfermline. I've played in just under 30 games, and it's the most I've played in years. So it's proved that the transition's been really beneficial for me for just getting back playing every week and enjoying it, which is the most important.
Because that's what I noticed as well, just from doing a bit of research on this season, until obviously your injury, you'd played in every minute.
I played every game, mate. I had not missed a session, which is again makes it even more frustrating because of how hard the last few years have been injury-wise. I've just got back to not having to worry about it. Like I was injury-free. There was no thoughts about it. I wasn't having to think. It was just became natural again. Whereas it kind of last year, even coming back, because I broke down a few times, I couldn't get it off my mind either. Whereas this year, like I said, I've had the balance, and it's been good. Everything's fell into place, and I've really enjoyed it.
It's finding that enjoyment again, as opposed to the grind.
That's been and I knew that when I was going part time. I just needed, before anything, I needed to get back enjoying it, and I knew for speaking to Ross and the gaffer right away that this would be the right fit for me. I said I've played almost every game. It's been good. I think personally my own performance could have been better, but again that'll come. I'm sure that I know what I've got to offer, and I'm sure I'll get there.
And we've still got a good chunk of the season to go.
Yeah,
and
the
team is in a good in a good place. It's just the case of it's kind of like it's a bit like going out the atmosphere. You just try to push to the next to the next level.
We've got so much more to give. We know there's things we've probably got to be better in both boxes. The manager and Ross have said plenty of times we've got to be kind of more ruthless, do the dirty side of the game better. But we know we're not far away. Like we're sitting at fourth, we're in a good position. There's no reason why we can't go and again we're not far away from Cove. There's no reason why we can't go and challenge and have a really successful end to the season.
Who have been your main influences then on off the park to get you to this point?
My wife's been a massive part, obviously, the last few years since I met her. She's hardly missed a game, and she's been all over the country. Had to put up with some nonsense, to be fair, but she's been brilliant. She loved it, and my dad as well. My dad played with Dunfermline as well, and at senior, so he grown up kind of always set. I had high expectations of me, but he was harsh on me, and it's at the time I probably didn't appreciate it. But looking back on it now, I know he was just doing. He wanted the best for me, and now I can't thank him enough for it because he's probably the main reason that where I am today.
Sometimes your biggest supporter has to sometimes be your biggest critic.
Yeah, he's been both. That's the best way to sum it up. My wife's the opposite. She'll always support me. She'll never, even if I've had a bad game, she'll never give me that. She'll never let me know. She'll say, "Oh, you did well," and I'm like, "Well, if I didn't." Like, you're trying to obviously pick me up, but she'll never admit when I wasn't good. Whereas my dad will tell me, you're rubbish. What was all that about?
At least he can walk away afterwards.
Yeah, so I get both again. I've got a good balance for them. It's good.
Good. In terms of that balance, when you're not playing and you've not got your studying or your job or everything that's going on, what are your interests?
Interests. Well, I've got a wee boy now. He's just turned 1, so he's kind of all my times in him. And again, I think he's 14 months tomorrow actually. So he's been brilliant. It's everyone says it's the hardest thing you'll do, but it's 100% the best thing you'll do. And I've understood that. It's been brilliant. He's getting to the age now. He's turning a proper wee character, just about on his feet. So it's the fun's really about to start. We've got a dog as well. He's mental. So again, we like to take him out, walks with him. And then other than that, our spare time, both of us just out with the football. It's a case of watching the telly and just chilling while we can, because it can be a bit of a madhouse at times.
So when you are chilling out, who's on your music playlist just now?
Oh, music. Honestly, no. I'm anything. I'm a radio man in the car and that. My car's that old. I've not even got a USB, so no, just the radio. I'm anything, mate. No real interest.
Movies, TV series.
TV series. We've got through a few recently. We watched Kin. It's on BBC. That's brilliant. What else? The Tourist, also BBC. Fool Me Once, I want to see on Netflix. That's the things we've watched recently. And then movies, we're probably more on our series, like what says Netflix, BBC iPlayer, Apple, all that. We're probably more on them than movies at the moment.
Holidays, places, when you have had the time to go, where stood out, where would you like
Dubai,
to go?
we went to Dubai on a honeymoon. That was special. Far too hot, couldn't even sit in the shade like that hot. For me, I was well at my depth, but it was a pretty special place. And in Tenerife, we went to a hotel last year. It's the first time I've been to Tenerife. Everyone's always says how good it was, and we loved it. And we've booked back to the exact same hotel this year. And then if I had to pick for city-wise, New York. My wife took me there for one of my birthdays years ago, and again, I'm adamant it can't be beaten.
You've been in this team now for most of the season. I'd like to think you know most of your teammates.
Yeah.
If none of you were playing football and you were just catching up in the pub as mates, who would be talking about their time as a comedian?
Craig Brown, legend. Yeah, really funny guy. He'd be he gets the boys going. He's life and soul. So I'd have to say him if we're in a pub. DJ Brune as well. He's in charge of that. I'm not going to say him for him, but he's the DJ in the changing room. So Brune again.
Entrepreneur who's got the next big idea.
Next big idea. Oh wow. Next big idea. Winker. He's switched on all that stuff. So I'll say him.
TV movie star who's got the look.
TV movie star. Oh. Probably maybe like Liam. Say somebody like Liam.
Wise guy, who would you go to for life advice?
Life advice. He's going to probably in terms of what I'm not even going to say Ross Campbell, because I actually wouldn't have got him. Life advice. If I had to pick somebody, probably Winker. He's again switched on. I'll say Winker.
Future coach manager.
Future coach Andy Steves. Yeah. Really busy guy, loves it. Just definite Andy.
Last of all, what would you like to take to the supporters and sponsors?
What's sorry?
What would you like to say to the supporters and
thank
sponsors?
you very much for your support so far, especially my sponsors. I appreciate you backing me and whatnot. And then again, supporters this year. You've been important for those home games at Alex Park, so just keep getting along, and your support's greatly appreciated.